Well, you know, Rod, if you pick up the paper, I don't know, several times a year, you will see in the paper these sometimes full-page advertisements for companies that will buy your antiques, buy things that are in your garage, and they are the experts, they claim, and they will give you absolute top dollar. They claim they have catalogs, they're well-trained, and they'll give you top dollar if you show up where they're located, and they come in and out of town and go from city to city and take out these full-page ads and do that stuff. Well, let me invite to the program Matt Gephardt, who is now Get Gephardt over at Channel 2. And good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon, and still your son, I think.
Yes, you are.
I'm actually, Brent Brown, one of your Gephardt approved.
Oh, yes, that's a company I trust, Brent Brown Toyota. That's right.
I'm actually calling from his dealership at the moment. He's standing at a podium right now giving some car away to the Boys and Girls Club, but he helps me out with a little investigation on this thing.
Yeah.
You know him as the guy who sells cars, but I've known him for a long time as a guy who plays the guitar, and not only plays the guitar, but is a collector. And last week, I opened up the newspaper and saw that a traveling show was coming to town, bring all your old musical instruments down to this thing, and it even said right there, as recently as a couple of years ago, we gave somebody, they had an old guitar in their attic, and we gave them $100,000 for this old guitar. And they listed the kind of guitar.
Oh, wait, this is guitar. Okay, this is musical instruments only, but sometimes these full-page ads have to do with anything, any antique you have or hand-me-down.
Sometimes.
Okay, but this was musical instruments only.
In this case, it was musical instruments.
All right.
And so I called Brent and said, hey, this guitar that they say is worth $100,000. Oh, yeah, I got one of those. So he agreed to be my guinea pig and go into this place and see what kind of an offer we would get.
He has a guitar that's worth $100,000. How do you know it's worth that much?
Well, there's a blue book. Just like with cars or anything else, there's a... the worth of something is only worth what someone will pay for it. If you melt the thing down to metal, it's probably worth about $4.99.
Right.
But with all the special features this thing has and the collector value and other things, there's a blue book value that has it slated somewhere between, today, $77,000 and $95,000.
Right.
And so he has this guitar. So we took it in there just to see what kind of an offer we'd get. And these guys, again, is just another pawn shop-like thing, except they claim to be real experts in antiques, in this case, musical instrument antiques. And so we walked in with this guitar to see what kind of an offer we would get, and we got nowhere near what we think that thing is worth, what other appraisers have told us that thing is worth. And moreover, they told us it was a different kind of guitar than it actually was. Were we lied to? I don't know. I'll never know. Or did they simply get it wrong? But when we're talking about something that is the difference of several tens of thousands of dollars, and these are experts, I don't think they're allowed to get it wrong, not even once.
This thing is kind of like selling art. If you sell art by the pound, it can be $5 million a pound if it's some Picasso or something. On the other hand, it could be 20 cents a pound if it is some local starving artist. It is all so subjective. We were talking with another Gephardt-approved company, Sierra West Jewelers, about buying and selling gold a couple of days ago, and it was, we know what a dollar bill is worth. That's real objective. 4 quarters gets you $1, but if you're going to try to buy and sell gold where there's commissions involved and melting stuff down, and you better try to figure out who to trust. So now we get back to antiques and guitars, and before you sell one of these things to a traveling roadshow or anybody else, how do you know how much you should actually get before you part with it?
And there are ways to know. Again, the value of something is only what someone's willing to pay for it, but there are real ways to do some real investigation for yourself. We'll do this Thursday night on Channel 2 at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
I'll put the story together. We went undercover, sort of undercover, half overcover into this guitar show to see what kind of prices people were getting. And I was a little surprised, quite frankly, and I'll put that together tomorrow night on 2 News at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and I don't know. If you are a collector of something, then you just need to figure out where else to go to figure stuff out. Because I couldn't tell you.
Well, and there's a certain high pressure. These guys are in town. These are the experts. These are the guys who really want to make this deal with me and will give me the top dollar, so say the advertisers.
Yeah.
But they're leaving town soon. First, you got to wait in the line to get in sometimes.
Yeah.
Last time they were in town, there was a 2-hour wait to get through the door. So boy, I'm here and I have an offer in front of me. I really would hate to go back to the end of the line and go into a couple other places and try to figure out what this thing's really worth.
Yeah, so here, take your money and run. Wow. Okay, what's going on tonight? Now, this is a fabulous story that I've looked at once before when we were, it is about these companies that investigate for employers.
Yeah, well, there's a woman who called me who, you know what I do over there at Channel 2, what you used to do over at Channel 2. If you have a problem you can't solve, you call me. Well, this woman called me because she lost her job because of a background check that said she had all kinds of criminal problems that she doesn't have. And she showed me all the evidence to prove she doesn't actually have these problems, but the background check company still, who was hired by her potential employer to look into her, refused to budge, refused to fix their error, and point out that, in fact, these charges don't actually exist. And so we look into that a little bit, and it ended up costing this woman her job. And so we look into that. We talk to the company to see how these things go, and also what are the laws that protect you.
Very good question.
When you're trying to deal with this kind of stuff.
And there are some laws, you tell me, that have been cobbled together since these investigation companies have come up.
There absolutely are.
Absolutely.
The obvious one being you're not allowed to be wrong. You're not allowed to lie. You're not allowed to, or if you know things to be true, you're not allowed to say otherwise.
All right. Matt, that's tonight. We're going to talk about investigative companies. Tomorrow, we're going to see what Brent Brown might be able to get to for his guitar. Thanks, man.
All right, dude.
All right, Rod. See, be careful some more.